Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Josh Yaka. As you can tell, I have your boyfriend's favorite wrestler, Hardcore Shazza McKenzie.
Oh, I love that. I think, what was it? Your boyfriend's favorite wrestler? I think that was Jessie McKay's. I think that's what she used to say. Or she said she was residing in your boyfriend's dreams or something. She had, yeah, because her whole thing was like boyfriend stealer and stuff. Fun facts back 15 years ago. Maybe not 15, maybe like 14. I don't know. We're all old now.
So, how's lockdown for you?
It's, it's pretty boring. It's pretty average. I work in the fitness industry outside of wrestling, so my industry is completely shut down. So I have, nothing. Nothing to do. Well, not nothing to do. I find things to do. I find things to keep myself occupied. I take on little projects just for my own sanity, and then I get really stressed out by having to do like one thing because I don't have to do anything. So like one task is like, oh my God, I have to do this, and it gets very overwhelming. Is that a cat that just
that's my cat? That's my cat, Misty. And here,
hi, Misty.
And I've got my Knight's belt, a Ring of Honor belt, and a belt you might be familiar with, the AEW TNT title.
Ooh, nice. Got a few nice belts.
So, what got you into professional wrestling?
So I started watching wrestling when I was a teenager. So I started like much later than I guess most people. Most people were like, oh, I watched it as a kid and I fell in love, and then it's all I ever wanted to do. Not me. I wanted to be like a singer and a dancer and a performer and an actress, and I always wanted to be an entertainer, I guess. So I guess that helps. But basically when I was 16, it was back when Raw used to air on Friday nights and SmackDown aired on Saturday nights. So it was before we got it like live or anything like that. And I was over at my boyfriend's house at the time, and he wanted to watch wrestling, and I was like, not really interested in doing that. That sounds silly. But I guess he wore me down and he put it on. And then I saw Trish Stratus, and I was like, this chick is friggin' gorgeous and badass and like kicking ass and just like. But that said, I've gone back and watched like the segment, because the segment was like a Talk is Jericho. Raw is Jericho, not Talk is Jericho's podcast. It was a Raw is Jericho fucking highlight reel. That's was highlight reel. Too many things. And it was just after WrestleMania 20, so she just turned on Chris Jericho to be with Christian. And like I've gone back and watched the segment, and it's just the whole crowd is just chanting slut at her and like all these horrible things. But for some reason, as a 16-year-old, I was like, this is the person I want to be. And then I just literally just became a fan. Like I was just like, oh, this is what I care about now. And I just stopped caring about anything else in life. Dropped out of school at the end of that year and was just like, all I care about is wrestling. So don't follow in my footsteps, people. That was a bad idea. Go to school, go to university if you can, if you're smart enough, if you've got something you're interested in, because I have nothing. I have no qualifications.
What company did you start out with before you
start training with?
Yeah, before you came PWA, and then good old
all those.
All the great companies, all the great companies.
I started training at AWF. That's where I started my training in September 2007. So it was 14 years ago. It was September 1st, 2007. I remember the date. I don't know why, but I do. So 14 years ago. So they do like a training course, like they do like 3 months, like you do like your beginners for 3 months. At the time, now they do like these very weird condensed things, but I digress. They did 3 months beginners, 3 months intermediate, 3 month advanced, and then at the end of that, you're a wrestler, I guess. So I did that, and it took me a year to complete because there was like a 3 month break as well over Christmas. So like 3 months on, 3 months off, then 6 months on, and then I was a wrestler. But I think we still did some training during that like break period, because I got to know some of the guys, and like JT Robinson, for example, would let me train with the wrestlers on like during that time period where it was like closed. I still got to go down and train and like get ahead of everyone else in my class. And then I ended up the only person in my class that actually made it to the end. So that we started with 16 people on September 1st, 2007. And I was the only one that made it to the end of the course. And the one other person ended up being a wrestler much later, many years later. Maybe two of them, I think, ended up being wrestlers much, much later, like 6-7 years later. But I was the only one from my original class that finished and became a wrestler. And then I had my first match in in September 2008. And then from that day, I went gun ho, and I just was like, I have to travel everywhere. I have to go everywhere. And like within my first year, I'd wrestled in every state, and wrestled all over the country. And I wasn't shy about the hustle. I've always been a hustler. From day one, I was like, I've got to wrestle, so let's go do it. Let's see what we got to do, and just went for it.
Now, I think the first time I saw you was Camden Civic Center, 2015. You were in a rivalry with the Floozies over the PWWA title. What was the being like? What's the vibe like backstage at a PWA event?
My gosh. So back then, that's like PWA there's so many different versions of PWA. There's like the Masonic Center era of PWA. Then there's like that middle ground where we didn't really have our footing. And like there was a few years where we didn't really have a set venue. Then we had Casula Powerhouse for a little while. And then there's obviously the last like 3-4 years, the Black Label version of PWA. And I think there's like these different, I've been very lucky to be through most of them. There's the very, very beginning of PWA, which I wasn't there for, which they actually started in 2007 as well. So like, I wasn't there for the very start, but I was there. I started with PWA in January 2009. So I've been with them for, 12, 13 years or whatever it is now. But it's great. It's such a special place because I've been able to watch so many people from day one through to like watch them become freaking superstars from their very first day of training through to through to them being fucking WWE superstars. Like I've been able to watch that entire progression and get to know these people and support these people along their journey. Backstage, like we're a family. We're always a family. We always have been. I think it comes from the fact that we all train together. We all do ring crew. We all like the whole show. The show isn't about one match or one person or whatever. We understand that the show as a whole is about the company and making sure that the company is putting forth the best product that it can. And if that means, does everyone want to have a 3-minute squash match? No. But if that's what's right for that part of the show and what position you're in that day, then you go and do it. You don't go into business for yourself. You have to trust the process and trust the show and understand that everyone is going to get their opportunity when the time is right. And just make sure that you're always doing your best to make sure the show as a whole is entertaining and good for the crowd and for everyone. And then more people like it, more people watch it, more people see all of us, and then, happy times.
What was it like wrestling for AEW? Obviously, I have the TNT title. What was it like being on the All In?
All Out.
All Out.
So it was the first All Out. And it was the first female women's casino battle royale. That was crazy. That was such a whirlwind of emotions. I kind of knew about it for about 8 or 9 months that it was that this was maybe happening. And about a month before it, I got a message saying, look, sorry, like, just, it's not going to, like, we can't use you. Sorry. Like, everything, it's not going to work out. And like, which was devastating because like, for, months, I'd been like, okay, but it's all right. We're going to get to this one thing, and this one thing's going to be worth it. All the shit times that we're going through, all like, yeah, it's going to be worth it. And so about a month before, I got a message saying, look, sorry, like, legally, like, it's just not good. We're not going to be able to figure it out with like visas and all that sort of stuff. So sorry. And then like 2 weeks later, like it was 2 weeks to the day, they were like, do you still have that day free? And I was like, yes, of course I do. I didn't. It was actually the PWA Rumble, which the Jack Bonza ended up winning and facing UGG for the title at Coliseum. But everyone at PWA understood that the opportunity to go wrestle in AEW was much bigger and much more important than me making sure that I was there for that Rumble. So I got on a plane, went there. I was there for I don't even know if I was there for 24. I wasn't there for 48 hours. I was definitely there for less than 48 hours. I flew in, did the show. I had a StarCast appearance in the morning, like the morning after. I had to go do all my autographs and stuff. And then straight from StarCast, I had to go straight to the airport and go home. Like I was there for barely any time. And it was just it was just go, go, go. And it was so overwhelming and so stressful. And I just didn't know I don't know what's happening. It was just a lot. But we made it work. So that's okay. So it all happened. It was very overwhelming. It was very cool. It was very overwhelming. It was very exciting. It didn't feel real. It never feels real. And you also never, like, because they'd said no and then said yes, like, until I was literally in the ring, I know how wrestling works. Like, until you're literally in the ring, it can be taken away from you. They can go, oh fuck, sorry, actually we don't have time, or oh fuck, sorry, so-and-so that we really wanted is actually here, so we're going to use them instead. Like, anything could have happened. So, and I knew that until I was physically in the ring, it wasn't like, I can't be, like, even though I was physically in Chicago, I was like, it can be taken from me at any moment. But luckily it wasn't. So yay.
What was it like wrestling for NXT? And I've got the tour shirt on, which I actually sat a row behind you and Unsocial Jordan. I swear I did not plan that. Ticket Tech was
all right.
A good seat.
That's how Ticket Tech works. That's okay. I don't think you tracked us down and
I'm just like, cool.
Sat behind us.
I was going to my seat and I was like, I know those people. Oh, it's Shazza and Jordan. Hello. And you're
good times.
Good times. 2016.
That was 2016. What a different time. Different world we lived in. Wrestling for NXT was really cool. It was like another thing that just happened very quick. Like, everything in wrestling happens really quickly and you can never be prepared for it. So when everyone always said, like, there's that line where everyone says, like, don't get prepared, stay prepared, or don't get ready, stay ready, or whatever. And it sounds so cheesy and like just lame, but it's the best advice anyone can give you, because for example, for the AEW Casino Battle Royale, I had 2 weeks notice. For my first time going to NXT and working as an extra, they told me at 3 p.m. the day before that they wanted me there. They didn't tell me why they wanted me there, but like, I was not ready. I was eating donuts for breakfast the day before, and then they were like, "Hey,
good old donuts!
You want
donuts?"
Yeah, but I was like enjoying I was just like, oh, I'm in Florida. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have a good holiday, wrestle, but enjoy myself, and no biggie, like whatever. And then suddenly they were like, yeah, actually, we want you at TV tomorrow, and I was like, what the fuck? You couldn't have given me like a week, a bit of notice, something, so I didn't eat donuts for a living. But yeah, that time was, I was very unprepared. It was very exciting. It was again very overwhelming, and I was just waiting for it to be taken away from me. And I didn't believe any of it was happening. And these things, they happen and they don't feel like they happen to you. They feel like you watched someone else do it. Even like when I watched it back, like when it aired, I was like, oh, like that's me. Like it doesn't feel like it's you. Like it's very strange to explain, but it's wild.
Now, who have been some of your favorite opponents that you faced?
So my absolute favorite of all time is Madison Eagles, because of course, she's literally, literally the GOAT. And I feel so blessed that I've gotten to share the ring with her so many times. Like I am so lucky that I've gotten that opportunity, because so many people would kill for that. And so I understand that I'm very blessed to have had that opportunity. And I learn so much every time I'm in the ring with her. I learn so much every time I'm at training with her. She's just, she's amazing. Look, all my favorite opponents are the Aussie girls. Like, so Kellyanne, Jessica Troy, Charlie Evans, like that group of girls are just so phenomenal and so much better than I could ever dream of being. And I'm just in awe of everything that they do. And I spend my life trying to keep up with them. I'm like, oh no, you're so good, and I'm trying so hard, and they're just so good. But like, I love watching everything that they do, and I love being in the ring with them.
What was it like winning the PWA Tag Team title along with Big Fudge back in May 2017 Rudy Hill RSL?
Good old Rudy Hill. What a time that was.
The Rudy Hill days.
The Rudy Hill days. They were some fun shows. They were good old Sunday afternoon shows. It was very special. It was special because it was at the time it was Instagram's last PWA match. And it was the first time that I'd wrestled Jordan in a match. And probably the last time we've wrestled in a match without an argument, because we were both much nicer to each other then. Winning it with Big Fudge it was special because I was literally in the ring with three people that are like some of my best friends, and like, you know, my future husband, and like just people that were very close to me. And to win it with Big Fudge was really special. It was really special to be the first. No, it wasn't. It's not that I wasn't even like the first intergender tag team champions, because Madison and Mick had been champions before. But I feel like there was this switch to, because Madison is so far beyond any she's not just the best female wrestler, she's the best wrestler. Whereas like I'm not in that category, and that's fine. But it felt like extra special that I was being given this opportunity to be a tag team champion in PWA at that time, when we were still just testing out the waters with the intergender stuff. We hadn't gone balls to the wall yet. And so that was very special.
What was it like wrestling Caveman Ugg last year before the whole world we literally shut the whole world down for like 7 months?
Shut the whole world down.
That was like literally the last show before lockdown, number one.
It was painful. I don't think I've ever been in that much pain in my life. I get really excited when I'm wrestling, and I'm like, yeah, just powerbomb me and throw me around. And then I like afterwards remember that like I'm a fragile little girl, and my body does not like being thrown into the ground. So I was very excited when I was doing it all. And like it was very cool to be the first female to challenge for the PWA Heavyweight Championship, and to have the first I don't know. No, it wasn't the first female it wasn't the first intergender main event, the first intergender main event was back in 2016 with me and Adam Hoffman, actually. But yeah, like
that was the Sunset Flip show.
Suicide Dive. Suicide Dive Squad.
You know,
I remember because it was the first time I did a suicide dive on a show, because I was like, Suicide Dive Squad. It's real important to me for some reason. But yeah, like wrestling was crazy and cool and painful. The most pain I've ever been in my life. 10 out of 10, would not do it again. I mean, I'd do it again if I was asked to, but very painful is my point. Big man threw me around.
On Fight TV, and apparently they're going to add Coliseum from 2 years ago, and I think Wahlberg vs. UGG to Fight TV.
Yeah, I think they're adding a bunch of stuff that would have, because we don't have PWA Play or whatever it is anymore. So OVO Play, good old days. Fight TV is much better system.
Where can people find you on social media and buy your merch? Because I have no Shazza t-shirts oh
my god,
at all.
What the hell, man? What the hell?
I'll probably get your very first shirt. Shazza's gonna kill you shirt. That was
my very first shirt.
That's a classic shirt. I like it.
It was a classic. I love that one. So to follow me on social medias are at Shazza_McKenzie on Twitter and on Instagram. You can just find me on Facebook, I guess, if you search Shazza McKenzie. I don't really use it much, so don't message me there because I will ignore you. If you want to support me, I have a Patreon, and that is what's getting me through lockdown. Patreon.com/Shazza McKenzie. There's lots of exclusive content and stuff like that there. And then to buy my t-shirts, if you're in Australia, you want to go to wrestlermerch.com. If you're in America, you want to go to prowrestlingtees.com. If you're in the UK, you want to go to merchgirl.co.uk, or the Merch Girl, something like that. And it's there. If you just want 8x10s, then you want to go to my big cartel, shazamckenzie.bigcartel.com. I've got a lot of merch stores and things. I also have a shoot video on Pro Wrestling Tees. So like little, I did have Cameo, but the pricing profit margin was trash. So I have gone to Shoot Video, and that is where you can order your exclusive shoot videos, where I will say random crap and whatever you ask me to say. Unless it's offensive, then I won't say it.
Anyways, guys, I just want to thank my special guest, Shazza McKenzie, for letting me do this. It has been a very long time since I've posted a video. So Shazza, thank you, and hopefully I'll get to see you soon, kicking people in the face, unlike that poor green dingo that got his butt kicked in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah. Forget about Pidgey.
I like Pidgey though, but oh well. Anyway, guys, we're gonna get out of here now. Please stay safe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.